Alright everyone, let's settle in and take this slowly, because we're going to walk through the entire movie Ambulance from 2022, scene by scene, from the very start to the intense ending. I'll guide you through it like we're just talking over coffee, no hurry, making sure you can visualize every detail as it plays out. Here we go. The movie opens in Los Angeles, where we meet Will Sharp, a veteran who's just returned from Afghanistan, and he's struggling. He's on the phone, pleading with insurance representatives for help, because his wife Amy has cancer, and they need money for an experimental surgery. But they keep denying him. They also have a young baby at home, so the pressure is immense. You can feel his desperation. Then, Will leaves the house, telling Amy he's going to a job interview. But instead, he visits his adoptive brother, Danny. Danny is a career criminal, living in a luxurious place surrounded by stolen cars and a group of shady associates. Will explains his financial troubles, and Danny, being persuasive, pulls him into a major bank heist planned for that day. Will hesitates at first, but Danny convinces him it's for Amy's sake, and Will agrees to join. Meanwhile, across the city, we meet Cam Thompson, a paramedic, working with her new partner Scott. They respond to a severe car accident, where a young girl named Lindsay is impaled on a fence post. It's a grim scene. Cam stays calm, comforting the girl while they cut the fence to free her. Later, over lunch, Scott tells Cam the girl will survive, but Cam shrugs it off, saying she doesn't get emotionally involved. She just does her job and moves on. Scott mentions she's the best EMT around, but her detached attitude makes others reluctant to work with her, like she's built an emotional barrier. Now, the action shifts to the bank. Will joins Danny and his crew. They storm in, take everyone hostage, and start collecting the cash. At the same time, two police officers, Zach and Mark, arrive outside. Zach has a crush on a bank teller, so he goes inside to ask her out, nervous and unsure. Mark waits in the car, encouraging him. Inside, Danny pretends to be the manager, giving Zach a fake name for the teller. But when Zach reaches the counter, he notices her real name tag and realizes something's off. Danny pulls a gun, forces Zach to act normal. But outside, one of Danny's crew members has a truck that stalls, and Mark helps him, unaware of the situation. Then the plan unravels. The crew member tries to run Mark over. Mark escapes, and suddenly, it's chaos, with gunshots erupting. Danny and Will try to escape with Zach as a hostage, but Zach resists, and in the struggle, Will accidentally shoots him. The rest of Danny's crew is killed by the police, leaving just the brothers. They abandon Zach, who's bleeding, and try to flee, but Mark finds his partner just in time. Cam and Scott get the emergency call, arrive in their ambulance, and load Zach inside. Before they can leave, Danny pushes Scott out, forces Will to change into a paramedic uniform, and they hijack the ambulance. Danny gets in the back, points a gun at Cam, and orders her to drive. They're surrounded by police cars, but Cam convinces the officers that Zach is being treated inside, and they let the ambulance through. Later, the police find Scott unconscious, realize the situation, and bring in heavy hitters like SIS Captain Monroe and FBI agent Anson Clark, who knows Danny from years ago, saying Danny inherited his criminal tendencies from their father. Monroe warns everyone to proceed carefully. Since Zach is still inside, NTHE brothers pull into an alley to avoid police helicopters. Cam tries to escape, but Danny catches her, pulls her back into the ambulance. No way out. Danny makes calls, contacting a criminal named Castro to arrange things in Boyle Heights, then reaching out to Poppy, a crime boss who knew their father, offering him a share of the money for assistance. Inside the ambulance, Zach's condition worsens. He's losing blood fast. Cam isn't a surgeon, so she video calls her ex-boyfriend Colin, a doctor, who connects her with specialists to guide her. Will assists, reaching into Zach's abdomen to remove bullets. Zach wakes up in pain, and Will has to knock him out again. The spleen ruptures. It's chaotic, but Cam uses a hair clip to clamp it, stopping the bleeding, saving Zach's life right there in the moving ambulance. Monroe learns from Colin that the video call cut off at a critical moment, so he assumes Zach is dead, and orders snipers to take out the brothers without hesitation. NTHE chase intensifies. Danny calls Pappy again for a diversion. Cam persuades Will to donate blood to Zach, since their blood types match. Danny gets angry, threatens to throw Cam out when she stops him from shooting at Mark, who's following them. But then, the police back off, because Monroe's dog somehow ends up in Mark's car. A strange little moment. And Clark calls Cam, warns her about the snipers, and she alerts Will and Danny. Danny loses patience, aims his gun at Cam, but Will steps in. They argue fiercely, brother against brother, debating the mess they're in. They eventually calm down, play some music, and try to reconnect, easing the tension as they drive on. They reach the Los Angeles River, helicopters circling above, Danny firing at them. Then, they veer onto the interstate, driving against traffic, causing crashes everywhere. Absolute chaos. NPAPI provides the diversion. His son Roberto drives an empty ambulance rigged with explosives toward the police, while cars with machine guns open fire, wounding Monroe in the battle. Mark pursues Roberto. They fight, and Mark shoots him dead, leaving Poppy devastated and furious. Will and Danny arrive at Poppy's hideout, but Poppy demands they leave Cam and Zach behind, to deal with them, meaning kill them. Will refuses, sides with Danny, and they take out Poppy and his entire crew in a violent shootout. In the chaos, Cam grabs Zach's gun, mistakenly shoots Will, thinking he's a threat. Danny panics, gets everyone back in the ambulance, and heads to a hospital. There, he finds the gun, realizes Cam shot Will, and becomes enraged, vowing to kill her in front of the police and live TV cameras surrounding them. NBUT as Danny opens the ambulance doors, ready to act. Will, from the back, shoots Danny, saving Cam. The police rush in, pull the brothers out, and lay them side by side. Danny, dying, apologizes to Will, says he's sorry, and passes away. NTHE police arrest the severely injured Will, rush him into surgery. Cam, who's been changed by this ordeal, secretly gives some of the heist money to Amy for her treatment. When the police question Zach about the events, he protects Will, saying he saved his life, rather than revealing Will shot him earlier. And that's how the movie ends. A gripping story of brothers, crime, and redemption, all unfolding in one stolen ambulance. What a journey!